to my channel. So today I have a video for you giving you guys an update of what has happened in my planners for the last couple of weeks. So I believe the last video that I made, I basically was walking you through like how the other systems didn't work for me, like the personal and the current B6 setup that I had. And I completely went out of that and went into an A6. I don't know if that was the initial video, but somewhere along those lines, I think I talked about that. So I've been in my A6 and I've been in my A5, which I think I mentioned that I would probably incorporate back into my system because it is a lot bigger. So I'll walk you through like where my mindset is now that I've been in it for a little bit of time again. And yeah, so let's go through A6 first. So I love my A6. I've been using the Midori MD one day one page for my memory journal, and I wish so badly that I had enough time in a given day to do all of the things, but realistically, I just don't. I don't have time to do it. And really, the only time that I can update my Midori is at nighttime. And by nighttime, I'm so tired. You guys know I have a small baby. He is 10 months. And yeah, we're also getting ready to PCS on out of here. So it's been busy, y'all. It's been real busy. And then I have a Zequenze A6 as well. So this little guy has served me well. Now, I do use this weekly booklet. I've been using this since the start of January. I already did a flip of this. There's like a flip of basically all of this on Instagram. It's the most recent flip. But I've been using this little guy since January, and I really like using this book. At first, it started out as, like a whatever kind of a situation just to go along with my Moleskine pocket. But then it turned into be very useful. I do a lot of my forward planning or pre-planning in this, I find, and it has served me well. So I've been using all three of these books in conjunctions with my A5 and my On the Go, and all of it has worked really well, but there is parts of me that really wants to slim this down even more. Not so much just slim it down. Like for like this, I'm feeling like it's a little bit too small. So let's go through my A6. So I think I did a flip of April. So let's go into May. So May, if you've seen the April flip, this basically is literally the same thing. It's just basically how I've used it. I have like my weekly spread across the 2 pages up top. My tracker for the medications and vitamins that I take. I also have like our meals down at the bottom. And I really need to discuss like my dislikes. Not so much dislikes with the system, but just like this situation. And then I have notes. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been planning like this, basically just doing a to-do list and my notes like I typically have done. And when I find myself needing a little bit more space or extra space for a specific day, I've been using sticky notes. I try to use my sticky notes often. Highlights or things that I want to stand out. This goes along with like memories and things like that. I write in big, bold letters, and then I go over it with cursive. And then I already mentioned that Sunday usually has 2 pages, and this is so that I can do like my next week planning on this page. So basically mapping out what needs to be done for the next week. So I'll run through. And one thing that I don't do, which I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos to try to get a little bit more clarity as to how people go through their pages and check off or basically clear a page. So if they have leftover tasks or things like that, they basically scan these pages, and then when they have completely reviewed it, they mark the bottom of the page. So that's something that I've looked into, but I have not done. So basically, this is like my version of it. I basically just scan through these pages and see, like what stuff just didn't get finished this week. I write everything here, but I break it down into days, and it's not every day of the week. It's just like specific days, like maybe Monday, this is the stuff that needs to get done, and then Tuesday or Thursday, and so on. So this is this current week. I flopped horribly at my medications. I was struggling a lot with mental health this week. I felt the worst I probably felt in a long time since postpartum depression. And man, I just felt overwhelmed. My son, he's a little bit more active now, and I really didn't want to pick up my planner. I felt like I was just having so much stuff to do. So my mental took a hit, and as far as mental, the things that I take daily to help took a hit also. So I really only took it 2 days this week. I pulled myself to take it today because I felt so crappy from not taking it the other days. So I took it today. Basic weekly, and then so my dailies kind of changed just a little bit, and it really changed more so in the A5 than in here. So I started doing like this schedule thing, and basically it's just like, like if you've seen any of my personal ring videos where I do like the schedule of like breaking down our routines and things like that. This is basically that, but it's just instead of having all the hours of the day, I just have the specific hours that I need. So for example, on this day from 4 a.m. to 5, I did a workout. So that workout was about 45 minutes to an hour. And then I didn't actually do that workout, by the way. And I'll get to that. But I basically was mapping out, like how this day was going to go. Although I don't want this to be confused. I know there's a YouTuber that does scripting. This is not that, okay? I don't do that. But this was basically like how my schedule was going to flow for that day. And most of the things from that schedule did happen. So from 4 to 5, that was like the only thing that I didn't do. And then like 6 o'clock, I started my son's morning routine, and then 7 to 10, we do morning chores. I do my own morning chores, and I incorporate some of my son's things that I need to get done too in those hours. So basically, I just write down the hours that I need, and then I make a to-do list of general things that need to be done in that day that don't have a specific time in which they need to be done, if that makes sense. So basically, I gave myself a timeline this week, really trying to narrow down on time management because I'm struggling with that. I am a huge procrastinator. I put things off over and over and over again. You guys, if you've kept up with me, if you've been following me, you know that I still haven't put my eyeglass prescription in. I did attempt that, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But I did attempt it. But you guys know that just from that, I'm a huge procrastinator. So I kind of need to give myself a time limit in order to do things. So this week kind of somewhat ended like that, with me doing like a schedule, basically trying to figure out some stuff. And then I recently printed out and laminated and made, which is like this routine card. It's basically like a daily's routine card instead of doing like task cards, because I didn't really think those were useful for me. I felt like over time I would kind of stray away from that. This is a general idea of how our days typically go. They don't always align at 4, 5, and 6 and so on, but this is generally speaking where our day usually lands. And whenever I'm planning, I try to look at this and see, like, okay, how does our day usually go? And then I try to figure out how I can switch things around, incorporate things. So this is just a basic, or more so my visual for my perfect day, my perfect routine, right? This is perfect, but it doesn't always look like this. So I use this as a guide basically to just plan out the days. Now there are some things that I did print, scaled down, and added into this book. So I added in a sleep tracker, and I know you guys can't see this, but this was an A5 size tracker that I basically scaled down to the smallest size that I could. My printer is not good at resizing things, so I just have to pick a pre-registered size and just scale it to that. So this was an A5 insert, and I printed it down. And basically, because my mental health was fluctuating a lot this week, I really needed to see like where is all of the exhaustion coming from. Lately I have been extremely exhausted, waking up feeling exhausted, going to bed extremely exhausted during the day when I should be active and playing and learning with my son. It's just not a good feeling. And I know a lot of it is diet and exercise and, just those things like self-care, but I have been struggling with a lot of just basic daily tasks, just day-to-day things. So, I am taking some initiatives to kind of target down or figure out like how much sleep am I getting and where is my moods and all of that. So, basically, I printed out this sleep tracker to kind of capture that. Lately I've been getting like 5 hours of sleep, 6 on average. It's not really good, and it's probably contributing to my tiredness. So that was that. And then there's two inserts that didn't technically work for this A6 size. So I printed out this fitness calendar. Also, these were A5, but scaled them down. So I printed out this fitness one and this meal planning one, which obviously I have written on it to be reprinted, but I did print this, but just for a different size. Basically, I started out with good intentions for this. So the good intentions were I was going to write down like, my workouts for those days, and then cross them out, holding myself accountable for those workouts. Because again, my mental health and the way I've been feeling lately has not been 100%. This has taken a hit, and realistically, I have not worked out at all. I've written the workouts out with the intentions to do them, but I haven't done it. So, um this is letting me know like, like whatever is happening with me mentally and physically, it is taking over some of the things in my life. Like a month ago, actually, I was doing really good with workouts, and then all of a sudden I started feeling like super exhausted and frustrated all the time and tired and just not into certain things, not wanting to do anything other than just do nothing. So, yeah, basically mental health just took a dive with this. Meal planning, I have attempted to retrack my food. I used to do it fluently, but since pregnancy and, since having the baby, I have not done any meal tracking or meal planning really. I used to be really into it. during my pregnancy, and then I for sure wanted to keep up with it because it was so beneficial. But realistically speaking, it has been even harder now because when you are extremely exhausted or you feel overwhelmed, the quickest thing you think about is, what can I eat really, really fast? So you either turn to something fast food or something that is not so healthy. So that's where I've been with this. Now, me and my husband, he has made a promise to help me get back on track, help me work through some of this because I'm struggling and I just need some help at this moment. So we're going to do this meal planning thing together. Another thing that I added, oh, I took it out. Another thing that I added in here was this cleaning checklist, which I laminated. These are all A5 inserts, by the way. So I added this cleaning checklist and these two grocery lists. So the cleaning checklist is basically broken down into the days of the week, and it is a editable PDF. And basically, if I had not laminated this, you would be able to print this out weekly and then just check off, do these tasks and then check them off. Essentially, I did not have that in mind. I basically just wanted to see what I could do in those days and then get them done. So Mondays, I like this because Mondays is generally bathroom days on this one, and that's usually when I do them anyway, is on Monday, either if not Sunday, Monday. So I like this. I really want to free up my weekend so that Sunday nights I'm not cleaning all day and trying to get the house ready and stuff like that. So I really found this one to be useful, and I didn't feel a need to edit it because it worked. It just seemed like it worked, and I've been following it for the last 2 weeks, and it has really, really worked. So I like this. I'm keeping this. I think if I completely move out of A6, I will definitely just move this little card. I won't even reprint this. I'll just move this one to wherever I'm going in sizes. Next thing I printed out, which same thing, I won't reprint. I'll just move them around, is this grocery list guide. And basically it's just a guide of all the food groups broken down from like fruits, vegetables, snacks, baking, meats, breakfast, and so on. It's just everything broken down into categories, and this is how me and my husband are going to do this meal planning. Originally, I couldn't get the words. Originally, when I was going to do this, I had this, and I was going to use this to kind of help me plan out all the meals, but this did not work for me, so I have to do it on a larger scale in order for it to be proficient. But other than that, this is one thing that we are going to do together. So I just have these two tucked into this pocket that I put inside of my Midori. So let me just put that back in here. I love my memory journal, by the way. I'll do like a quick little flip. So Mother's Day, I want to show this because I thought it was so cute. My husband ordered flowers, but he put them in my son's name and they spelled my name wrong. But this little envelope was so cute. It was my first Mother's Day, and if you watched my community tab post, you guys know I was super excited about Mother's Day because it was my first official after the long haul of trying to get pregnant and all of the sadness that we went through. So I was super excited. And it was a little note that looks as though a kid wrote it. I thought it was so cute. I thought it was so cute. It came with roses, or they weren't roses actually. They were like dandelions, but they came with flowers in this beautiful glass vase that came from Italy. And I didn't get them on Mother's Day. They actually came a day late. They were delayed because they were coming from Italy. But I just thought that they were so beautiful, so beautifully crafted, handpicked. My husband handpicked them, so it really made Mother's Day extremely special for me. So I'm gonna keep that little card, that little note forever. And yeah, so basically, this is my memory planner or journal, whatever you want to call it. And basically, I use this monthly, but I usually write like highlights in here, a lot of highlights. um, but basically, yeah, it's just, and I believe I flipped through this before, but I'll go ahead and do it again. I have not been in here a whole lot, mainly because, like, I've been extremely busy. I have a lot of stuff going on in my life. I have a busy 10-month-old who is into everything. He's crawling, he's standing, he's trying to stand up on his own. He wants to be independent about things, and I just don't have time to do basically anything anymore. So whenever I can catch up on this, I will for sure. Um, and then there's blank ones like this because I just didn't have time at all. This is actually Christmas washi, but it is so beautiful. It's just like little stars and like little twinkly things. But I was like, it doesn't look Christmassy if you don't like add a bunch of Christmas colors. You had to break it up with other things. Um, and then this was one that I didn't get to finish, so I still need to finish it. And then I was trying to capture the memory from this day. So when I get a chance, I will do that. And then I can do this. And then this was the last page that I decorated. So I pre-decorate these pages just to kind of have them ready to go and whatnot. So yeah, that is my A6. Where are we in this video? Okay. I hope this video is in the right rotation, because when I go to edit this, I want to make sure that it's in the right rotation. The next thing that I'm going to share, and there's some other things, I'm going to do another video basically, but I added this A5 back into my lineup. So now if you have kept up with my planning systems as they've changed from January to now, then I used this for a very brief moment. I used it in January, which I have a January tab, and February, which I also have a February tab, and now May. So for May, I did, because I wasn't in this March or April, I did a cover page, which would have been like Sunday leading into the next week's plan. But I did a cover page, and then I went straight into 2 pages for gratitude, and then a monthly. So, again, these are things that have helped with my mental health lately. So I went back into tracking medications and vitamins, tracking some basic things that I wanted to do, like working out, whether or not I spent money, journaling, gratitude, Instagram, or ate out. Update with my little field notes journal. I have not actually journaled in it in about a week or two, and I wanted to be done with it by the end of this month, but because everything is happening in my life right now, it has not been touched. And eventually I will get back into it, but I am focusing on other things that are a little bit more important right now. And then again, I keep with the meals. I have my notes and my weekly overview, just like in the A6. But the only difference that is really added is that I am tracking my mood. So when I look at this, first week of May, when I look at this, I realized that it was a lot of just blah or whatever, or neutral, or exhausted, sleepy, blah, exhausted, neutral, exhausted, neutral. Like it's just fluctuating in the neutral, exhausted feeling, or feeling depressed, and so on. So it's pretty evident that my mood, my mental is taking some kind of a hit. And I'm just trying to figure out like what's causing me to feel this way. Why am I feeling so exhausted? Why is this and that? And I've slacked in drinking water. I haven't drank a lot of water lately. So that is contributing. And then I basically did, like the same thing that I did in my A6. I just make like a to-do list and I take my little side notes, and then I use these translucent sticky notes to write extra things, which I like because I can move them around on the page without actually covering information under it. So I really like that. The only problem though with these translucent sticky notes is that on like real white paper, you can see them a little bit, but on this paper, because the sticky note itself is kind of off white, and then you have this Moleskine paper which is kind of like creamish, you can't really see the sticky note, like where it ends when it's laying flat on the page. So you have to be really careful not to write on the actual page and try to stay on the sticky note. But other than that, I love them. So this was the first week of, I wanted to say April, but this is May. First week of May. And again, Mother's Day, memorable day. And then I mapped out the things for the following week. And then here is this week that we are ending. This week sucked horribly. And this is when I noticed that my mental was taking a dive for the worse, because this week I was a lot moodier, and I didn't feel my usual self. I did not take my, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't take my medications or vitamins at all really this week, except for 2 days, and I can see it here. I didn't work out at all. I didn't journal at all. I did stick with gratitude for a couple of days, but I wasn't really active in any of the things that I like. My moods weren't happy at all. I was mainly sleepy, mad, depressed, exhausted. Um, just kind of fluctuating back and forth, and I didn't drink a lot of water. So this, again, this is just showing me some areas of my life. I tried out something new. So in a bullet journal that I used in year 2020, I had did a spread which was called Little Time, or Little Things, Little Time. And basically, I got it from Pinterest. And basically what it is designed is you write or you draw a circle like a clock, and you don't put times on it, but you kind of give yourself like an idea. So like, half of a clock is 30 minutes, and part of a clock is maybe 15 or 45 minutes, and so forth. So I gave myself, a window of time for each day, Monday through Friday, giving myself the weekends free, to basically get something done, something productive that I can do, or do something productive within that time frame. It could be as small as 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or a whole hour. So basically, I was giving myself time to kind of get back into, just picking up and getting myself moving and not feeling so slumpish. And basically that helped, because when I make these long to-do lists, especially when I'm in this kind of a mood, it attacks my mental. It makes me think like there's so much more to do than what really needs to be done. And so just giving myself a little bit of time to knock out maybe one or two tasks really helped. I didn't put times on them, like specific times. I just gave myself like, take 30 minutes out of the day. Maybe you can put a load of laundry in, wash a dish, run a dishwasher, sweep a floor, something to take my mind off of whatever it is that I am being bothered by. So I did that for this entire week, and it really worked. I did keep up with like the schedule that I had incorporated in my A6. So like 5 o'clock or 5 a.m. I was making the bed and getting ready to get dressed for the day. I did stick with that. Having some sort of visual schedule does help for me. And then I have my targeted to-do list, things that I would like to get done today. And again, whatever I don't get done, I just don't get done. But I did use this A5 a lot more than my A6, and basically it was because it lays a lot flatter, and I'm able to flip through and see the pages without the pages folding back on itself like that. So this was extremely helpful for me for this week. And then this is today, obviously, and then this was my plan for next week. So I only have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday in there because those are the days in which I would like to work around. I've been using this Uni Jetstream. It's kind of it doesn't look like it's running out of ink when I looked at the cartridge, but it is writing a lot lighter opposed to how dark it wrote in the beginning. So I'm not sure if it's the Moleskine paper. I'm actually really eager to move out of the Moleskine paper, and I have a video in regards to that. So yeah, I'm kind of eager just to move out of the Moleskine, expand it in general. Nothing against the book. I think it's a really good book, but I just kind of got bored with it. And then I did try out journaling. This was early May. I did try out journaling in here a little bit, and I gotta say, I really liked it. I really like, the way that this looks. But other than that, those are the things that I've been into lately. And I do have other things to share with you, but I'm going to do that in a different video, because if I do that in this video, we'll be sitting at like an hour, and I don't want to do that to you. So I hope you found this video well. I hope you took away some things that maybe I was doing. I hope it was just a useful video, or at least you enjoyed it. So if either of that applied to you, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up. That lets me know what kind of content you guys like and enjoy, so I can continue to make content like that. But as always, I thank all of my new subscribers and current subscribers who keep coming back, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.